Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the ethics of purchasing protein powders and an aspect of it that a lot of people haven't actually thought about. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Now I talked about the other day and some people disagreed and they're like, you know what? Yeah, okay, you're saying protein powders aren't really that convenient. They're no more convenient than lots of other foods. But, you know, they're still convenient. And if I feel like I need more protein in my diet, because I don't eat meat or whatever it happens to be, what's wrong with me purchasing a protein shake? It's not like I'm purchasing the other stuff that doesn't work. I mean, protein is protein. Protein does what it's supposed to do. There's no false advertising. A gram of protein's a gram of protein. Valid point to that. Now, the issue with it is that when we're dealing with equal degrees of convenience, because, you know, Greek yogurt is possibly more convenient than protein powders. Greek yogurt in your fridge, other than it requires refrigeration. That's the only real advantage protein powders have over other sources of protein. Not necessarily ease of making. There's plenty of things that require less prep than a protein powder that don't even require you to mix it with water and stir it with a spoon. You can just go directly to a spoon. Plenty of them exist. They require refrigeration usually. That's the only convenience factor. But the thing is, if you also take your protein shaker and you don't have a fridge to put it in or wash it immediately, you have a mess there too. Now, the ethical end is when it comes down to looking at the ethics of the companies involved. Now, a reasonable person, let's take me for example. Let's say you hate me. Let's say that you decide, and there are plenty of people out there who hate me. Let's say you hate me and you decide that I'm a really bad person. And because I'm a bad person, you don't care if there could be some benefits to my video. You don't want to give me money, so you refuse to watch my videos. In fact, a smart person who knows how YouTube works, the last thing they would ever do against someone they dislike is to organize dislike campaigns like people have done against me. Now, the people say, well, why would you tell them this? Because they're too stupid to listen. Those people aren't going to listen to this video anyways. You need to understand that. You wouldn't go watch a video and risk them getting a nickel of ad revenue. And even if you have an ad blocker, your engagements with that video, if you comment or you click the dislike, that video gets higher priorities into other feeds because of engagements. In fact, even banned people, their attempts to comment still count. So there's no reason for a channel not to ban their trolls. The trolls are still giving you engagements when they're banned and going to the spam folders and everything else that count towards your priority in search engines and where you appear in different feeds. So if a person really hated a YouTuber like me, they would never say my name. They would make sure they never watch me, never engage my videos, because they don't want me to get money for my wrongdoings. Because they think I'm a terrible person, I have a terrible channel. It could be me, it could be anyone. So the obvious ethics would be not to give my channel engagements. That would be the smart thing to do if you hate someone and you don't want them to make money. But let's say it's not necessarily because it's a personal dislike of my personality. Let's say that you really think that I have bad ethics. Because everyone's entitled to their views. We all have different opinions of what's bad ethics. I personally feel the supplement companies have bad ethics. So here's the point that it comes to. If you are going to use your purchasing dollars, what people need to understand, here's how capitalism works. Capitalism works off the concept of a consumer regulated market, meaning people control the ethics of companies. And that's a concept that's lost on a lot of younger people. They don't understand that's what keeps capitalism in check. And when we're dealing with supplement companies, you're dealing with capitalism. A free market doesn't mean that you just buy whatever you want, whenever you want. A free market means that the consumer has power with their purchasing power. And that doesn't just include the quality of products. That includes the business ethics. If there's a company that has ethics that you support, some people are going to specifically go to that company and purchase from it, right? It's not necessarily, let's say you because of religious beliefs, you really love Chick-fil-A. So if you've got a choice between maybe another company that might taste slightly better or is comparable to Chick-fil-A, you might have a belief system that says, you know what, I support their ethics and I'm going to go buy from Chick-fil-A. Or you could stand there and say, well, because I don't feel that they have a good stance on certain ethical issues that are important to me, I'm going to choose not to go to Chick-fil-A. I'm going to go over to Chick McFlea, whatever. A new company comes out, a competitor, you're going to go to their competitor for a similar product because you don't like their ethics. That's how capitalism works. Your purchasing power means that you can choose to associate with companies whose ethics you really, really like. And if you dislike their personal ethics or business ethics, you can choose not to buy from them. That's how the consumer regulates morality within an industry. Capitalism actually has a lot of power to be a moral system, because your purchasing power lets you enforce what you personally believe is right or wrong. Now, in this case, if you have a supplement company that's making a protein powder and you're like, well, you know, I don't like all their ethics because they're selling other garbage. I don't like their marketing methods. Maybe they use a lot of fake natties to promote a product and claim that this is what gave them the results when you know it didn't. It's like, well, I don't like it. That's lying. That's false advertising. I don't want to support that. I don't want to support that, even though I kind of want to get extra protein in my diet. Or you could look at it and say they sell testosterone boosters. That company is selling products that they know don't work and charging people a premium price. That doesn't sit well with me. I don't like that. And therefore you choose not to purchase from that company because of that. And that's the thing, is that people need to stand by their own personal convictions with your purchasing power. That's the way a capitalist system is supposed to work. And that's why there's always competitors, and that's the beauty of it, because competition is allowed. If another company comes out that does nothing but sell protein powders, they don't use it. Let's say you don't like fake natties being marketed. They don't use any of that, or they don't sell any other products. They don't sell any products that don't work. Let's say they literally sell nothing but protein powders. You then have the option as a consumer to say, well, that's the company I'm going to use for my protein powder, because they have better ethics than these other companies, and I want my money to go to a business that at least is providing the product that I want, that isn't involved in other scandalous business practices that I personally disapprove of. You have that power as a consumer, and that's something that people should think about more and more when it comes to their own personal morality. I'm not telling you how to live your lives. I'm telling you that as an individual, if you want to make any difference in this world at all, you need to use the power that you do have to do so. And maybe you don't have a lot of power. Maybe the only power that you have is $50 a month purchasing power for extra things. That might be the only power you feel that you have in this world. And if that's the case, use it to make a difference. And if everyone did things like that, that's how you change the world. You change the world by standing by your convictions, deciding for yourself what's right or wrong. You could take, it doesn't matter what it is. Like I said, that's why I even use the example of people who might decide, I'm a terrible person. You know what, that's your right. That's your right, because choosing your own morality and your own ethics is a basic human right. And you have a right to those opinions. You have a right to determine for yourself what you believe to be right or wrong, what you think is ethical, what you think is good. And as a consumer, because all of us live in capitalist countries, or we probably wouldn't be having YouTube, as a consumer you have the ability to enforce that. And so here's the problem we run into with protein powders. A lot of people will say, okay, I really dislike this particular company, but I need a protein shake, so I'm going to buy it from them anyways. And I would say, why? You have other alternatives. You have competitors of theirs. There are companies that do nothing but protein shakes. They do exist. I don't use them because I don't think protein shakes are necessary or beneficial. I enjoy food more. You know what? I have a bunch of Greek yogurt in my fridge right now. It can literally do anything I would ever use a protein shake for, with the added advantage of giving me a probiotic with it. Now, some people say, yeah, but you're paying like $3, $4 for 90 grams of protein there. I can get my other a little cheaper. Okay, maybe you can, but at least I'm getting some gut health with mine. And mine has better satiety. I'm cutting right now and losing body fat. You know, the satiety of my food matters. Maybe that doesn't matter to you, but I'm getting other benefits from it, but I'm also buying a product whose ethics I personally support. I don't have a personal ethical conflict with the way that particular company does business. And maybe they do stuff I don't know about, and maybe I haven't investigated deep enough, but the point is, there are other options there. You have other alternatives. You have options to purchasing this product. And a lot of times people do it who don't even need or benefit from the protein. There are people whose goal is to gain muscle mass, who are already consuming 200 grams of protein from Whole Foods every day, and then they think they need a protein shake, who still dislike the ethics of the company. And those are people you just can't help, because not only are they buying stuff from a company that they may not even like, but they're buying a product that's not even helping them in any way. And they're not even aware that it's not. And that's kind of another issue completely. And what we're talking about here is people who do understand what they do or don't need in their diet, and who still decide that they need a little bit of extra protein in their diet, or they need a convenient protein source. And like I said in the other video, your option is, I mean, you can crock pot 4 pounds of meat, and it's good for days. You can throw that in a crock pot overnight. Literally, sometimes 5 minutes of work for you to make hundreds of grams of protein that you could take with you to work in Tupperware, keep in the refrigerator, things like that. And there are plenty of refrigeratable things like Greek yogurt that are extremely high quality protein sources. It's not like protein shakes have any sort of niche on their own. And again, when it comes down to the other convenience factor, you've got to factor in, do you have any ethical problems with the companies making them? And that's my issue, and that's one reason I don't support protein shakes, is that not only are they not necessary, I feel like if I personally supported them, I would be violating my own business ethics. And I'm not out here deliberately destroying supplement companies. I'm not standing here saying, okay, because I dislike someone, I'm going to go in and actively destroy that company per se, but I'll give my opinions on them. But you also don't see me going and giving negative reviews and stuff on their website. There's a difference between actively attacking that, and that's the thing. People say, you're terrible, you're taking jobs away from some of these supplement companies, you're doing, it's like, I'm not going to their pages advertising, I'm not going to their walls, I'm not attacking them in that way. I'm giving my own opinion on my own platform. It's a big difference between giving your opinion on your own personal platform versus going out and attacking their platform. I'm not really doing that. I'm still giving my opinion here, not interfering with their advertising. I don't go to their websites and give them right and negative fake reviews, but I give my opinion on it, and I take the public stance that I refuse to support these companies. I refuse to endorse their products, because not only are their products unnecessary, they're unnecessary for any of my goals. I don't like their ethics, and therefore I'm not going to support them, either publicly with my opinions or with my spending dollars. And that's a choice we all have to make for ourselves. You know what? Maybe you love these companies. So if you love these companies and you think I'm wrong, then by all means, continue to support them. It's your money, it's your choice. We all decide for ourselves what we believe to be right or wrong. And I'm just of the opinion of whether when you believe something is right or wrong, it's important for you to stand by your personal convictions. That's it. Even if your convictions are different from mine. That's what makes you a good person. Do you stand by your convictions or not? What you believe to be right or wrong? Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.